I think it was yesterday, and she was she always getting on her son about some stuff. But she ended up like, yeah, like, you can't do that out here. We live in the suburbs. We don't live in and she mentioned my neighborhood. I was getting weak because it's not a bad neighborhood, but her neighborhood is definitely on a whole nother level. So I got the joke. It was funny. But with all that being said, I had to come to terms with something that I was really bad with earlier on, and that's people pleasing. I always worried about what people thought about me, whether it be, it could be, how people perceive me in the classroom, what people thought about me on the football field, what girls thought about me, whole bunch of different things. And I always was looking on the outside instead of, focusing on, what was going to make me happy. And, people pleasing can really be to your detriment. And so because of that, I made a lot of decisions, or there was a lot of decisions that I made, based on who was around and all of that stuff. Now, there's not, everybody comes into peer pressure, and I'm not a peer pressure type person, but what I would mean is, like, as I've said earlier, when I go to work out, I actually need a workout partner, somebody else there to push me for whatever reason. It's like, if I'm there by myself, I can do stuff, but I'm not going to do as much as if somebody is taking me to another level. I don't know what that is, and it's not a competitive thing, but I guess it is in a sense. But, we all got our ways of looking at it, but, that's how I've always been. And, you really got to get to a point where you have that discipline within yourself. And not having the right foundation growing up, it was really slow development with that discipline, as well as being hard-headed, rebellious at times. And so my biggest problem, in conclusion, has always been people pleasing. And so one of the things that we can do to, curb that is, you still want to have, the same type of love and affection you might have for people, but you need to understand boundaries. That's something that, a young lady was talking about not long ago. Actually, a lot of the ladies that's associated with her, they talk about that.